What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another really special Spyderco overview for you of a pretty cool knife loaned to me by Mr. Eddie. Thanks to Mr. Eddie for letting me borrow this pretty cool Drunken, Spyderco Drunken is what this one is. Thanks to Mr. Eddie and many other people that send me knives, and I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you like the content, subscribe if you want more of it. And thanks to all my members, my Patreons, everyone for helping the channel out. Man, I couldn't be where I am today without you guys, and never thought to be able to handle knives like this. Man, this is a pretty cool knife. Without further ado, this is the Spyderco Drunken. So, get a nice close-up look of this. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Definitely on the high end of Spyderco's Taichung, Taiwan made. Their Taichung, Taiwan factory. Anyone that knows anything about Spyderco's knows that the Taichung, Taiwan factory seems to put out to me, I mean, I hate to say it, probably the best fit and finish of any Spyderco's. The Golden, Colorado factory does pretty close second. They do a great job, but it seems to me that especially in more recent years, the Taichung, Taiwan factory is at the top of their game with the way that they produce knives, and it definitely shows in this one. This is a collaboration between Dmitry Sinkovich, a very good high-end knife designer. Does a lot of cool customs. He did a collaboration with ZT. He's got the 0452, I think it is. I might be wrong. I get all the ZT numbers mixed up, but that is a pretty cool knife as well. I did a review on that. It was one of the first reviews I did, actually, and this one is no slouch either. This is really spoiler alert, I guess, right? Really cool knife. So let's go ahead and get into some specs here. Go ahead and do an overall measurement on it on the Spyderco Drunken. Let's see, go all the way to the end of the blade to the butt of the handle. You're looking at just over 8 inches, right at 8 1/8 maybe. Blade length 3 3/4. If you go all the way back to where the choil ends and meets up with the handle, and sharpen edge length right at a little over 3 5/8. I'd say, get technical with that. Yeah, about 3 5/8. Kind of curves up there. Pretty good full-size knife, I would say. Get the calibers out here, zero them out, go to the thickest part of the spine. I don't want to mess the finish up, so I'm just lightly kissing this. 137 thousandths is what I got on the thickest part of the spine. Let's redo that one more time there. Around 139 there. Around 139 thousandths. Behind the edge, tapers down to roughly around 27 thousandths. And handle thickness, you're looking at, if you go to the full fattest part of the handle right there, just under half an inch, 490 thousandths. Go ahead and put the calibers away there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do a size comparison on this. Get out the old faithfuls here. Your normal size comparison lineup to start out with. That's the Ontario Knives Rat Model 1 and the Ontario Knives Rat Model 2. So you can definitely see this is every bit of a full-size knife. And let me get out the Cold Steel Knives 8010. Not quite as long as 8010, but a lot less bulky for sure. And that's the 8020.5. Demco knives on that one. You can see it's nowhere near as thick as the Cold Steel 8010. Let's get out some of its brothers and sisters. We'll go through a few different Spydercos here. First of all, we'll go with Golden, Colorado. USA Earth, that is the Paramilitary 2 up next to the Drunken. And the Spyderco pair of 3, this one wearing a fancy set of scales just as that one is. Mr. Eddie also anodized those, by the way, so pretty good job on that, I think. Put up the USA versions right here, and let's get out some Taichung Taiwan. Some of it's cousins, I guess, at first. This is Martin Sleece design. This is the sway back, and a Kevin Smock design, Spyderco Smock. That's it up next to both of those. And also you got, what else? Taichung Taiwan, the Kapara. So that's the Kapara up next to the Drunken there. And last but most certainly not least, quite a few comparisons to be made between these two in my book, at least on blade shape, right? Fairly similar, upswept, a lot more belly on that one. That is a Spidey Chef. Another Martin Sleece design on that one. So there's your size comparisons out the way. Let's go ahead and do the weight. And I mean, I'm guessing with this is pretty light, man. I mean, I think this is under the ounce and inch ratio, really. If I had to guess, I'd say like 3.8 maybe. I mean, it feels really light in hand. There's no way I'll redo that. I'm almost never dead on. 3.8. I swear I didn't I didn't weigh this thing ahead of time, but yeah, definitely a definitely right there at the ounce and inch marker. No issues there with me, at least. So get out the old blue jeans. Let's see what she carries like in the pocket, and put the clip all the way in. Got to kind of squeeze a little bit. It's a little bit of a tight fit. We'll talk about that in a second, but that's what she carries like in the pocket. It is not quite a deep carry clip at all, but I mean, most certainly you don't have a ton of knife sticking out there, right? So I don't really have an issue with that pocket clip. I like the way it looks. It looks really nice. It is quite grabby though, as you just saw with those blue jeans there. I think they maybe with the pocket clip could have, I don't know, maybe something they could have done a little different. I can't think of what off the top of my head, but that is most certainly quite a world away from your normal spoonbill Spyderco. Let's see, that's your standard Spyderco clip, right? So definitely a lot different than that. I would most certainly prefer this over that for sure. Let's do hardware check. And let's check the body screws first. This is a T8, and I'm thinking T6 on that, but let's make sure. Yeah, T6 on the body screws. Go ahead and do T8, I think. Maybe bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger than that. So let's see. T10, I believe, is what it is. Seems like a T10. Wow, this is a T9. I still got that one out from the Herman, I believe. It's a T9. Is it a Herman? I think it's a Herman. Those T9 all the way around. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And this, what was that one? Let's see. T15. Okay, so less than a T15, above a T8. We're going to go with T10 on this. I think that's what it is. Yep, T10. Maybe a D-shaped pivot barrel in there. So it might be captive. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't watched a disassembly video on this thing yet. But yeah, so T10 there, and T6 on the rest of the hardware, but I'm going to make 100% sure. And check out that clip screw. Yeah, that's a T6 on the clip screw. And let's go with the lock bar screw. That's a T6. Yeah, that's a T6 on that lock bar insert, I guess. All right, that's the correct term for that. All right, so all the specs out of the way. What do you have here? I think you have got an excellent knife, man. This thing is very lightweight, you know, like I said earlier, under an ounce an inch. But if you get into ergonomics on this thing, it is, I wouldn't say like an A+ 100, but it is pretty good with ergonomics. I give it like a B maybe. I mean, they could, you know, it could be a little more ergonomically friendly. You got a little jimp in there for comfort on your thumb. Feel pretty locked in with the 4-finger grip right here. That's pretty much where you're going with this. You can kind of move, you know, up and down a little bit, but not like the normal. Well, let's see, get out an example here. Not your normal Spyderco choke up deal going on, you know, like with your paramilitary 2 and your para 3. And also on the Capara, you know, you don't have like the full kind of finger choil going on there, but you know, I will honestly forgive that for this knife. I think, you know, aside from the ergonomic lack of luster there, they definitely did a great job on this. Really cool anodized, I guess that's a, I don't know, like I'd say like a matte purpley blue, you know, something like that. Pretty cool anodization on there. It matches the clip and it matches the backspacer, and it has a backspacer also, right? So that's a great thing. Really good there. Carbon fiber on this side, on the I guess the show side you'd call it, and it gets its name, the Drunken, from everything I've seen anyway, from that pattern. That's like a really cool weave, kind of wavy looking, you know, got a little bit of a buzz going on pattern there. This thing is really good ergonomically. I'd say cutting wise, I don't know, I'd say maybe I give it probably a B+. You know, it could be a little bit better, but that kind of upsweep limits you to some things, you know, when you're rocking back and forth. But as far as like going forward, you know, pull cuts, I guess, something like that, it works pretty good. The deployment is great on this thing. I give that maybe a B. You could probably, you know, it'd be nice if they had like a little more of a, maybe they came down on that and had a little bit more of a cutout there, but I guess the way it's designed, you would eliminate a lot of your lock bar. The centering is awesome on this thing. No issues there. Rock solid lock up. Really good tumbled finish on this. A close up of that with my dirty fingerprints on it. Sinkovich design. And I really like the, I think that's web, maybe they call it. I think they call it web on the kind of handle milling that's on that titanium side. S90V on the blade steel on this one, which is an excellent premium super steel. I've had no issues with S90V. It's one of my favorite steels. It resists corrosion pretty well, and also maintains a lot of edge retention, so no issues there. I believe, I think, let's get a close-up look of that. On the washer, I think it's washers. I believe it's running on washers. Like I said, I haven't disassembled this thing, but get a close up. Looks like it's running on phosphor bronze, I believe. You got the Reeves integral RIL Reeves integral lock going on here. So basically a frame lock, a lock that's made out of the frame. Good over travel stop there. And see, you can kind of miss every now and then when you do the Spidey flick. If you try to Spidey flick this one at first, you don't do it with your nail, like, or I don't anyway, do it with my nail like that. Kind of put like the meat of your finger in that Spidey hole, and it goes every time. I mean, it works perfectly fine. So overall, man, I really like this. This is, you know, a very good knife. Talking about the price, it is a very expensive knife. These are on sale right now, I believe, if you look around, Spyderco, they're having like a weekend sale at the time I'm putting this out. But right now they're going for around $577, which is a lot of money to pay for a knife. You know, you can get all kinds of small batch American made knives for that. I think they are a tad bit high on the price. Of course, I don't know all the details of what goes into making something like this though, so that's you know, a bit of a high price, I would say. If the Drunken was $100 cheaper, you know, it would be a lot more competitive. But it is an awesome knife. I would give it a, as far as Spyderco goes, the ones I've handled, I give it a B plus. If you took price out of the equation, I would give it an A, not an A plus, but probably an A. The contouring on that carbon fiber is really nice. It is just an all-around great knife. Sharpening choil there. So oh, also forgot to mention on that lock bar there, got a little bit of jimping there, so that's cool. It's really very comfortable. Everything about this is well rounded and fairly smooth. Good contouring and everything. So that is pretty much it, y'all. That's been my overview, my take on the Spyderco Drunken. Let me know what you guys think about it. If y'all like the Drunken, if you don't, let me know what I would really like to know is what's your favorite Taichung Taiwan Spyderco. Put that in the comments. If it's a Drunken, that's awesome. I wouldn't say the Drunken's my favorite, but it's up there. It's a really great knife. So yeah. Anyway, hit the like button if you like the content. Hit subscribe down there if you want more of it. And again, big shout out to Mr. Eddie, man. Thanks for letting me borrow this awesome knife and many more. You are keeping me going right now. I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Until next time, y'all stay sharp.